Okay, this is Cancellud Part 4. I will be starting in just a minute. Okay. All right. This is the fourth part of my series, which is appropriately called Cancellud, where I talk about the various cancellations that have happened to me and my own perspective of them, whether they were personal or Daylife Army, since I joined the military cult Daylife Army. Just a little bit of background. My name's Jesus, Daylife Jesus, Edan Brook. And yeah, I've been going through some of what I got out of being canceled, and whatever that means, and whatever that means to me, and what the people who are actually going around and canceling us got out of it, why that was happening, how it was happening. So this is, I believe, the final part of the story here. So we're going to get into it. Before we do, you should make a wash. Washing is the way that you can work towards buying your soul back. And it is a massive ego sacrifice. It is what human beings need, especially right now, during this stage of the apocalypse. Ego is a resource that just keeps on growing and growing and growing within you. You don't have to worry about getting rid of it completely. Ego death is not true. Just view it as like a bamboo plant that just keeps on growing, like it's going to keep growing. So what you can harvest it safely and create the energy that you need in your own life, in your own, and buy the soul back that you need in your own life, and it'll just keep growing, and you'll have a renewable, clean energy within yourself. So, the ways to very simply wash while you're watching this: cash.me/$washitall, paypal.me/washitall. Those are just the simple ways to make it happen. There's multiple other ways to do it. Gotta pin this so that you guys can see it. Pinned. Okay. PayPal, Cash App. If there are other ways you would like to investigate washing, just send me a DM and we can get into it. All right. So let's get started. So, on the last episode, I talked a little bit about a former soldier, Matthew Farrell's story, as it related to the cancellation that occurred via the Medium article, the 1-0 article that was written by Emily Friedlander. I went into a little bit about how Boom's certain, is predilection a word? Predilections and past infatuations basically led to the nature of that cancellation and the infamy and reputation that DLA has been given. And I went into my own, in previous episodes, I went into my own lack of responsibility to go and refute what was going on, when Day Life Army was being accused of being a sex trafficking organization, rather than go and say, no, that's not true. I did in very weak terms, but rather than denying it and really having a sense of humor and refuting those things, I felt like, you know what, whatever, I'll just let it ride, because the edginess inside myself was like, this is a way to be famous. Even if it's infamy, I'll take it, because I'm a narcissist and I need this. So, went into that, and I want to talk today about what the future is. There's a lot of the past going on in these previous lives, but as a bad boy, the past is only so important. It's good to tell a context for the future to come. So I'm glad I shared that with you. But in my own life, the future is really what's important. So another thing I went into, just to wrap it all up, was how the people canceling us were actually the people who are complicit and participating in the ritual pedophilia death cult that exists out there in the pain matrix. So it was a lot of people who are doing the actual horrible deeds that were trying to point the finger at someone else and say that was going on, which it clearly wasn't. And we went into a little bit how that's just a systemic failure. Well, it's not a failure in Hasatan's eyes, but for Hasatan, it was working for quite a long time to make the culture, the art industry, the art culture, a vehicle for all of these basic murder and rape weapons. The art scene was very much a vehicle for all of that. Day Life Mary says, or the people in that cult just doing their art. So yeah, the people who are just, even the people just making the art. Like I said, I don't think I touched on this so much. If it's not publicly available. At some point, maybe it will be re-shared just to show, but it may not be. I actually showed a couple of years ago when I was talking about the art. I did a live where I was sharing my old artwork, and without even knowing what I was doing, I was using extremely satanic, dark imagery, things that were deeply symbolic, like things that had symbols in it that I didn't even understood what they mean, but subconsciously, because the entire scene was run that way, I was participating in it. So you may have an artist friend, you may be an artist yourself, who is like, it's pedophilia, all this, that's crazy, I would never. Yeah, it's not always conscious. It's not always something that you're like trying to proudly wear on your sleeve. Now, a lot of people are proudly wearing it on their sleeves, because part of Satanism is that you have to share what you're doing. That's the final thing. It's like the reveal. It's like a magic trick at the end. You reveal it. So, today I want to bring it a little bit into the future. So the cancel game, Day Life Mary. Day Life Mary says everyone's art looks like child drawings or cute baby dolls or other Arrested Development pedo adjacent satanic stuff. That's absolutely true. If you look at Milady the popular NFT brand. Yeah, you'll see that's like, what all the hip NYC people are doing, and it's all just, baby dolls and little girls and just like doing very inappropriate things, and then the things that they're talking about while repping these profile pictures are totally inappropriate and disgusting. So, to go into the future a little bit. So the cancel game is very much a pain matrix creation. One side trying to cancel the other, creating luge out of that. And it's basically, if you've heard us talk about it, the pain matrix is run by two factions, Golden Dawn and Order of the Phoenix. And it's basically Hasatan and Lucifer. They're both Satan. One of them is the Satan, one of them is Lucifer, but it's both are satanic. They both represent the darkness. But basically how they keep people tricked is just like Republicans, Democrats, just like Jews, Palestinians, just like all of these hot button rivalries that exist that force people to take a side, liberal, conservative, Protestant, Catholic, all of these things that we are given a choice between. It's just a binary, and both of them are evil. Both of them are the same. Basically, it's like a coin flip where each side is satanic, but they present it to us like it's a different thing to get us into it. Is my video like glitching or going really slow?
It's paused.
It's totally paused right now?
Yeah.
How long has it been paused?
Like a minute. I thought it was just my phone.
Is it back? Am I back? Still paused?
You're on.
I'm on? You can hear me? You can see me in real time?
Yeah, I think so.
It's working?
Yeah.
Alright. Nick Stanifer says it only started glitching out when you said that, when I said that everything's just part of a satanic coin flip.
Or maybe when you said it's glitching.
I brought the glitch on us. Well, hopefully it will stop. It's smooth now? It's like going?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's basically how the pain matrix works. Now, living in the pleasure matrix, trying to build the pleasure matrix, trying to build a third option, beyond that binary, you can't really go and just you can't just keep using getting canceled as a way to do that, because that is very much just, even it's very much part of their system of how things work. And my thing is, I love to be canceled. Now, I have continually been canceled from every place that I could consider a sanctuary away from what was true, what was real, what my purpose was, what I needed to be doing with my life. So everything that wasn't Day Life Army, I chose to be canceled from it. For me, it was a vehicle to force me to do what I knew I needed to do, but wasn't conscious or strong enough in my integrity to just do without having to go through all of that other rigmarole. So getting canceled from the music scene, getting canceled from the music business, getting canceled from art scene, getting canceled from weird Facebook, weird Twitter, getting canceled from the Jews, getting canceled by my family. objectivism, anywhere that I could have had as a sanctuary, from the truth, anywhere that was a safe place that I could have gone and hide it, I canceled myself.
Hide.
And now, did I? What?
You said hided.
I didn't say hide it.
No.
Did I say hide it?
You did.
Hid. Whatever. We were vibing. Everyone was vibing. Now, I didn't cancel myself from these things. Some of the time I did it more in my integrity than others. Sometimes when I didn't have the bravery or the honesty to just live my truth 100%, I used other ways to get canceled from those places, which still had the end result of me getting canceled, but it didn't give me the benefit of like all of the points that I would have gained in the pleasure matrix by just living my truth, and also making this a more accessible thing to people coming from those zones. Instead, what I tried to do was seal all the doors, all the exits around me, but also making it so people couldn't enter from those doorways either. So in the future, I've basically been canceled everywhere that I feel like my small self needed to be. Maybe there is something that I had to do that to get to the things that I'm really interested in. But I'm not interested in that anymore. I'm interested in living in my truth and my integrity, not getting cheap thrills from fame. Because my whole life, I thought I wanted to be famous, okay? I thought I wanted to be famous in their system. I went into the music business to be run a famous known record label, prestigious. I was slightly successful at it. It wasn't everything. They aren't paying people like they used to 20, 30 years ago, but it was something. I was successful in my right. I went into music to do the same thing. I went into art. I made satanic art to do the same thing, to be known, to be recognized, to be famous. I started writing a movie script for a satanic movie so that I would be known, recognized, famous. So now I don't have that same desire. Sure, I want to be known within the pleasure matrix, and I want to be known by Yahuwah Elohim, though he's always known me. But I want to be, in New Jerusalem, in the land in the pleasure matrix, in the place that I am working to build. That is the only place that I really am concerned about a future. Trying to build it's more that I want to know Yahuwah Elohim, because Yahuwah Elohim already knew me from day zero. So I'm not trying to make something of my life in the pain matrix, whether it's just being, making it into a negative experience, making it into a positive experience, being known for whatever I'm being known for, is pretty useless in the place that we're going. Because it's the faux-apocalypse. Everything in the pain matrix is collapsing, whether it's happening quickly or slowly.
You called it the faux-apocalypse.
What is it?
It is the faux-apocalypse, but for me, I heard it as a faux pas. It was like a weird thing. I had brained it.
It's a faux-apocalypse. Maybe that's, part of it. I don't know. So I've done my own process of trying to be canceled everywhere. In some ways it's worked. But I've also done things that, I've ridden an edge far too long. The longer that I go and I grow up, I'm 30 now, by the way, time-stamped year 11. I am 30 years old. The longer that I do this and continue on this path, the more I recognize that edge gives me so little in my life, and it takes away so much. And just living an authentic, cute slice of life, is actually what is life affirming for me. And I want a future that is pretty normie. I mean, it's normie, maybe not normie by Pain Matrix standards, but it kind of is in a way. It's sober. It involves family, procreation, land. It doesn't. I don't need to be Twitter famous. I don't need to be known for my art. I don't even have to make art. It's not necessary. Though one day, when everything is back to being once we're living back further into the garden, art can exist. Just can't exist when in Satan's world, because it's just going to be a vehicle for Satan. So those things don't really interest me. Does thousands and thousands of people knowing my name, does that matter to me? Not the people that I used to care about. Sure, people knowing my name who are coming into the pleasure matrix because I'm giving them a door, or coming into the plane matrix because I'm giving them a door to it. Sure, but it's not so much just that for that itself. That's a consequence of the fact that I've created a path for more people to come and do this, or at least widen the path. I'm not going to say that I am the creator of the path, but if I've widened the path for more people to come, and as a consequence they know who I am. But I'm also excited about the idea that this thing could be so big that generations of people don't know who I am. And that's okay. At the end of the day, fame isn't the ultimate goal. But a full, meaningful life absolutely is. That's borrowing a little bit from the Jews there, who talk a lot about having a meaningful life. So I'd rather just leave the cancel wars up to Golden Dawn, Phoenix, libs of TikTok versus the they, thems. It's all going exactly as planned. It's all going according to Satan's plan. And rather than getting pulled into that, I'm pretty confident that I want to build a third thing. I want to be involved in creating a third thing. And Day Life Army is just one of the doorways to the pleasure matrix, which will be another option for anyone else. If you're watching this and you are feeling disenfranchised by everything that's going on in there, you recognize that your life is going to work, that there's no future. If you're depressed because you're never going to own land and you're not going to own shit, you realize you're just going to work your whole life in their system for nothing, just to, if you're depressed about any choices that you've made that are shortening your life, if you're living in, that kind of existence, and you all are on some degree. There is another way. There is another way to do it. And it starts, just to bring this full circle, with washing. Now, I have made the choice to join the Day Life Army. I am on my 5th year of service in the Day Life Army, and I have decided that I'm going to wash everything. I'm going to wash it all. Just wash. And what that does is that brings me that is my commitment to do this as quickly as I can, because I really don't want anything out there in the world. I mean, I have little hypnotic desires that try to pull me back, but my big self doesn't want anything out there. So that's not exactly everyone's path. It could be, if you are watching this and you're like, I really want, yes. Who knows, bro? Start washing. See how things accelerate in your life. Maybe other options, other paths will open up to you so that you can enter into a wash-it-all type life. There's always a way. But for now, I would invest. Hedge your bets, okay? The apocalypse is happening. The faux-apocalypse is happening. Hedge your bets. Just put a little bit of your belief that you're storing in all the other shit that you stored in identity politics, in your landlord, in your conspiracy, truther life, If you're not a conspiracy person in your adherence to the mainstream media or adherence to your family narratives, all of these things, anything that's having a controlling effect in your life, hedge your bets a little bit, bro. Take a little bit of belief out of those things. Let's say 24%. It's a great place to start. Take 24% of your belief and just put it into the pleasure matrix and see what happens. Okay? Try it out. Cash.me/$washitall, paypal.me/washitall. Those are just 2 easy ways to do it. If you'd like to know other ways, feel free to send me a DM and I'll let you know. And I believe that wraps up my series on being canceled. I say that with no vow attached. There's no vow. Who knows? This could continue. But for now, this is the finale. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time watching. And this will all be stored on my Instagram and probably soon on YouTube. So, yes, enjoy. And I will speak to you soon in one way or another. Take care. Goodbye.